Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Star Wars New Canon Book Club. We talking Mando. Mando!
Hey, Mando! We're talking about you!
That is not a good Carl Weathers impression.
None of his impressions are good. Stop giving him hope.
Mando! You got a stew going, Mando! I was in the Predator, Mando!
Let's talk about Mando. Let's talk about the Mandalorian and his wacky adventures with, quick spoilers, but also like quick plug. I started doing a Star Wars RPG, and this episode is very much somehow related. It's weird. Like, it is. There's a lot of parallels between what we're doing on the show and then this episode. So watching it go down, I was like, what the hell? Tune into that. It's on the channel as well, over on the YouTube. This is a very tropey episode in the like, he had a life before, and now he's finally back in it, but he's different now. But his old crew, they haven't changed.
The whole show is tropey.
I didn't hate it. I love this episode, but it felt like, oh, okay, I know what this one is. I recognize this.
Let me tell you something about Star Wars, and this is something that goes back to like the very beginning of this podcast, which is that we have this conversation all the time, especially about like stuff that Dave Filoni is involved in even. And we always talk about how you have to sort of look through the filter of it being like a kid's show to see the Star Wars story that is being told in simple language with like more jokes than normal, with a slightly more Disney cartoony tone to get to the meat of the episode. And what this episode is, it is that exact type of episode. It is a episode of you name any of the Star Wars TV shows that have been out there, Resistance, Rebels, Clone Wars, any of that shit. This is the formula exactly for a script from one of those shows, but just how like Mask of the Phantasm, that excellent animated Batman movie, just sort of like elevates the show with like better animation, bigger budget, there's higher stakes, people are dying, people don't have to like Disney up their appearance. This is exactly that. This is an episode of Rebels, but just cleared off of any of the like kiddie stuff that you would expect in like a, like a TV show, like a daytime TV show cartoon.
That's what I said about last week's episode, but I think you're even more right with this week. This week was definitely a Rebels episode.
This was like no setting, just like crazy characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hallways, like they did it all.
The crew had like the depth and complexity of Rebels character.
Yeah.
But then it had like badass action at the end.
And they were acted just better. Just because it's people who can like act like real people, you get characters like Mayfeld who you would never see.
Well, yeah, he's a standout, but I mean, like, Clancy Brown's Deveronian was, like, pretty much a cartoon character.
Yeah.
And then, what's-her-face from Harry Potter, her, like, hissing Twi'lek was, like, not much more than a cartoon character.
Tonks.
Also, Ran, whatever his name is, that's the dude from Batman Begins.
Dude, that guy's...
Like, they had a whole cast.
That guy's awesome. And we got Anakin Skywalker making a cameo.
Yeah, as Davin, the hapeless rebel guard. Sorry, buddy.
New Republic guard.
Yeah, whatever.
Alex. Okay.
Whatever. And you know what else is crazy?
Things have changed around here.
And you know what else is crazy? The brother character, Quinn.
Yeah.
That dude plays a character on Sesame Street who is named Mando.
Really?
Yeah.
What a weird coincidence.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, also, Richard Ayoade was the droid.
Oh,
the dude from IT Crowd.
Yeah.
It was a cast this
and
episode.
Pedro Pascal is the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Werner Herzog's childhood is Baby Yoda.
What I also liked about this episode is that it gave us like our best look at the New Republic so far.
Like what
And,
their
like,
vibe
what's
is.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hype on it. I don't know how much they've hinted at it in the past, but this episode definitely, they talk about how a younger Mandalorian was like pretty ruthless, had no problem, loved killing, and this time around...
Loved killing.
Yeah, this time around, except for droids, he doesn't really want anyone to die.
Can I... Point of order. This episode established that he boned down with his helmet on, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Yeah.
We know that now.
Well, we don't know for sure. She was like,
He's
a
like-
lady never tells.
Yo, they boned down with that helmet on. I'm just letting you know that's what happened. And it is canonical now, so...
I mean, I'll think about it. I'll let myself think about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah. All right, let's get right to it. Mando, he's in space, and he pulls up to this station, and it's this dude who's called Ran, who is the guy from Memento and Batman Begins. He's like older now. He's kind of a you crazy kids kind of vibe, but he's still the boss. Even from the beginning, he's implied to be a pretty brutal type of guy. You can tell that he's like pretending to be friendly to Mando pretty much the whole time, and that he doesn't trust. He even says, "You know me, I don't trust anyone."
The minute anyone says that anytime in anything, I'm like,
He's the
they're
bad
the
guy.
villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, they're the bad guy. Yeah.
But yeah, basically, he's just like, what's up? We used to roll together. That was tight. And we need you. And more specifically, we need your like badass ship to get our buddy out of this thing. Don't ask any questions, which, as we know, is not one of the Mandalorian's best skills. He's always asking those questions.
That's true. He famously got in trouble for
That's his big thing. That's all we know about him.
Famously got in trouble.
That's all we know.
He famously
Very
got
famously.
in trouble for
It's
it.
like John Wick level. Probably bigger, because like, if we're talking about sheer area, it's probably a lot bigger.
You know what? You're
True.
right. The intro to this episode was literally a rehashing of every time someone's tried to kill him.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
That's literally the plot of the show, is just like, this dude just keeps trying to get killed because he's dumb. And he's a lover, not a fighter, I guess. But
Yeah, he's not dumb. He loves that baby like all of us.
they're like, all right, let's break this guy out of this New Republic ship, which is exciting because obviously you imagine like good guys work with the New Republic. But this just goes to show you why the New Republic is, in this version of the continuity, just kind of an obvious bad call. The villains are going to prey on who's weakest, not who's morally good. The Empire was probably very advantageous for a lot of the villains in the world. You get characters like Mayfeld, who's like very, very bitter, sort of like ex-Imperial. They had a little exchange where he was like, he used to be an ex-Imperial sharpshooter. And Mando's like, oh, that doesn't mean anything. And he's like, I wasn't a stormtrooper, wise ass.
That was a very like Bostonian or like East Coast
That's
response.
Yeah, that's Bill Burr.
I would love to know what the casting, because the concept art of all the different.
It looks kind of like Michael Rooker for his character in the thing.
And then they were like, Bill Burr's the one. I would love to know what the casting decision was like on that, because they nailed it, but also I'm like, how do they go from the concept art to Bill Burr? Because he's a bald dude? Like, I have so many questions, but it was great.
Yeah.
It just seemed weird.
But yeah, so Mayfeld was super good. He's like the boss now because Rand can't get around. Then there's Shion, the like scary, sort of thiefy twi'lek.
You know, your crazy ex. The crazy
She
ex.
likes her knives.
Yeah.
They used to roll together, I guess. Clancy Brown is like when somebody gets too drunk and they play a tiefling. Like, that's literally who he is. He's the Deveronian devil character.
Yeah. It has every single possible role-playing trope.
Yeah.
You got the big tanky guy, you got the ranged character, you have the assassin. Yeah, it's all there. And then there's a droid, a very smart, savvy,
Cool,
but also
like,
sassy droid.
Insectoid-looking droid. He looks great.
This droid isn't an RA7 droid, but it looks very close to it. The RA7's like,
He has bits and pieces. Like, his body is clearly like a protocol droid body. He's got weird knobbly legs. He's got like a vest, like a leather like detective holster on.
right.
He's got a bug head.
Yeah.
Every time someone makes a droid in an RPG, this is what they create.
Yeah.
The like sassy asshole droid, because everyone's like, it's hilarious. It's not 3PO.
But yeah, so they set up the crew. There's a little tension. They don't say who they're getting picked up, though Shion does make this weird sort of comment about Mayfeld's like, yo, I heard you're a total badass, right? And she's like, why don't you ask him what happened on the mission on ... And he's like, I did what I had to do. And they're like, ooh, okay. They hop on the ship. He's having a conniption about it because the droid is like driving the ship, which is like stressful. He's like literally standing right by the droid because he's so nervous. Everybody else is down in the bay, and stupid Deveronian guy, who I can't remember his name. Do you guys remember his name?
It doesn't matter. We'll call him the
It's
muscle.
Clancy. Yeah, Clancy.
Clancy the Devil goes in and he finds the like cabinet of guns that the Mandalorian has. And so everybody's like, oh shit. And he's like going through it. And the Mandalorian comes down and he's like, bitch, I'm going to beat you up. And as he's fighting him and Mayfeld's like, hey, they like stumble and the Deveronian's hand like touches like a panel. The door flies open and there's Baby Yoda right there. And they're like, all like, oh shit.
I don't know if I watched the episode again, and I don't know if this is an intentional thing or if I'm just reading too much into it, but I love the idea that when the Mandalorian comes down and Clancy's like in his gun cabinet, that he almost closes the door on him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cute. And then, later I was like, oh,
Foreshadowing.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a little tense scene where everybody's like, who the hell is this? And Mayfeld's like, maybe I'll steal this pet of yours and like be a pet guy. And then he like pretends to drop it, but then Zero the droid just like flips the entire ship over because he drives like if you just gave MapQuest like your control of your car.
Because they established they have to do some kind of weird ass maneuver to like. Get
They
out of
show
the
it on
cloaking.
a holo projector, and it looks weird.
It's like a corkscrew bullshit, and he just is like coming out of hyperspace now, doing thing now, and they like don't have time to buckle in, so they all just like flying around. And
so they took the time to like
Baby Yoda.
They took the time to like show him like like fall and hit the ground, and I was just like and then they just like put him back in the drawer, and I was just like, oh, okay.
I was so worried for that baby. I was
Dude,
like,
the entire world is like, oh my god, oh
yeah. But like he just fell.
Bill
so
Burr
weird.
almost got canceled because of this.
Yeah, almost. That droid was almost. Oh, but yeah. So they go down into the ship. It's pretty cut and dry. There's like cells along the walls, and then drunk tiefling sees a mouse droid.
Which you're like, why is the New Republic using mouse droids?
I mean, you just gotta use what's at hand, right?
I mean, they're just messenger droids. They're nothing like sinister about it, I don't think.
Basically, he shoots that mouse droid, and it makes everybody just lets the Mando handle it because they want to like test him out, and he just like the raids his way through like a crowd of droids.
It was a great fight.
Yeah,
That was really
it's
cool.
Sick. It's so weird how he's just like an emotionless, clunkety guy, and they somehow like manage to make him look sweet all the time. But like, I feel like in real life, that dude has to look like a Hollywood Boulevard type guy, like all the time. Like, it's hard. I think it's hard to make somebody like that look actually cool in real life all the time. So they fight their way through. They keep fighting. The dude gets to throw his like big ass robot trash cans around. So they get to the office. There's a Mexican standoff in the office. Everybody's got their guns out. This guy's like, I swear to God.
Corellian standoff.
And yeah, right. And they would have killed him for sure, just right away, except that he had this beacon that just summons rebels.
It's like a life alert. It's like
Yeah.
a life alert, but like instead of save me, like just kill.
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit. So Mando seems like he's being brave and trying to talk this guy down without weapons, but everybody knows that Beskar Steel does not get hit by blaster bolts, so he's not being that brave. But he gets everybody to put their gun down, and everybody starts yelling because it gets really tense. And then Xi'an is just like, and just like throws a knife at the dude and like aces him in like 1 second, and he goes
Right
down.
in his heart.
Yeah, just kills him like right away.
Role-playing game.
Yeah, exactly.
That is how it always goes. Like, we don't have time to talk, murder him.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's just so D&D-y.
Yeah.
D-N-D-E. So basically, they're like, all right, time to move. We got to get out of here. And then they get to the cell. Surprise, it's Quinn, who Mando recognizes as the brother of Xi'an, another Twi'lek. And this is the guy who plays Mando from Sesame Street, which is like so funny. So they get him, and right before they all go away.
I like that the Twi'lek men have butt heads.
Yeah.
I like that is canonical.
Butt foreheads?
That all Twi'lek men have like little butts on their heads.
Big old booty heads.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Shout
love
outs
it.
to Bib Fortuna.
The first and best.
Wherever he is, man.
Yeah, dude, pour one out for Bib. So they get him out, immediately double cross him because it's revealed that the thing that the Mando did back in that mission is that he left Quinn behind. And so they throw him in. Literally, she's like, you deserve this, as they run away. And he's stuck in the cell, and they start running. They're like, get us out of here. They're getting freaked out. At this point, Mayfeld is so mad. And I should mention also that Mayfeld has like 6 guns, and one of them is on a robot arm, like Death Stranding, that like comes up over his
very
shoulder.
cool.
It's cool.
Super sweet.
But also, remember, there's a subplot going on during this entire thing where the droid is in the ship sort of calling the shots and telling them where to go and giving them information, but he's unlocking a HoloNet feed or some sort of communication from Mando!
It's like the episode 3 thing. But it doesn't matter. It's like irrelevant to the story.
Well, I think they're just showing it visually, playing the file that was like garbled before straight to imply that he has now accessed his whole bounty hunting computer system. That's what
and he discovers that the baby Yoda is something important, and so his whole thing is he's now going to go deal with that rather than help his
Baby
friends.
Yoda literally shows up in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Looking
Well,
cute.
that's
It
he
turns-
sees him. He sees him, and he's like, oh,
He's like curious.
He
and then it,
realizes, yeah.
But this sets up the, I'm gonna say, horror movie level of
yeah.
the villains now being trapped on a ship where they don't know the directions as everything's
Well, we skipped it because the comms are down because of the Mando.
right. Right, but it's also that thing where it's like the Mandalorian is hunting them, and they don't have the guy to show them directions, so they don't know how to get the hell off the ship. And so it's a great...
Well, we didn't talk about how he gets out of prison.
Oh, yeah, this is a kind of interesting thing, because I have a question about this. So he
grappling hooks a droid through the bars and like rips his arm off to get his USB drive, and then apparently it works automatically.
He like twists something on the back and it like starts to work. So I wonder if it's like a data thing that is like its own. I guess it's like it has to be standard. So like maybe it's like a computer that interfaces with the droid and it runs on its own. But it's just interesting that he was able to tell it to open a door.
Do you think he could like hook the wiring of the droid's hand to his chest?
It's possible that he just like Bluetoothed it. But basically what happens is he opens the door and he's able to shut down all the comms.
And then he hunts them.
And so now everybody's locked in and separated, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, he closes all the doors too.
Yeah, and that's a key point too, because you get this like, whatever the opposite of saving the cat is, when Quinn and Mayfeld get left separate from the devil and the sister, he's like, hey, you're gonna help me get out of here. And he's like, what about your sister? And he's like, what about her? And he takes one of Mayfeld's guns and he's like, love this family. He's like, I love this family. And so you're in this like the heat has been turned up situation, and then you get the sick fight in the control room with the Devaronian that quickly turns into a knife fight with Xi'an. They all get messed up, but everybody gets like right up to the moment where he's gonna kill them, and then they cut away.
What I loved about this is that my assumption was, oh, okay, he's gonna fight all of them. I'm so happy they did the Bill Burr one the way they did it, where it like the flashing lights,
dude,
and he just keeps getting closer and closer. That was so sick.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, so they all catch up to each other. The Mando shows up.
Oh yeah, well right before Zero,
Oh, right, the baby.
like kills him, he does his little hand up, and you're like, oh, he's gonna force him, and then the Zero explodes, and Baby Yoda like looks at his hand,
Yeah.
all cute, like, oh shit, did I do that? And nope, the Mando just bopped him from behind.
Which is like the trope of the show now.
Well, we missed the thing. So before Baby Yoda and all that,
Oh, you talking about Quinn?
and he's like, Mando, I know you got a code. I know you're not gonna kill me. Take me back. We'll get all that money, dude. Come on.
It's your code,
and,
bro.
And they don't show you what happens, because the next scene is Baby Yoda holding his hand up trying to stop Zero from killing him, and then Zero gets blasted, and Baby Yoda's like, oh damn, did I do that? And it's revealed the Mandalorian not only shot him, but also brought Quinn on the ship. So it's one of those moments like, wait, what's going on here? Is he really doing this?
Right. You
It's
get like the
fascinating.
pre-reveal vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ran is there at the base, and he's like, ha ha, some things never change. He's like, what happened to the crew? He's like, no questions, right? And he's like, ha ha, you're an asshole. I love it. Here, all right, you crazy rascal, get out of here. And then he leaves, and then he's like, beep beep, kill this guy. And then this like sick ass black and red like deadly minigun having missile ship comes out of
It
the floor.
kind of looked like the ship that was chasing him before, except the other one was yellow.
Yeah. This
think-
one it looks like a mean customer, and you're like, oh shit. But then Quinn like reaches in his pocket and he's like, what's this? And it's like they look at each other, and then Dave Filoni and I forget who else the other two are, Deborah Chow, and the writer and director of this episode. What the hell is his name? His name is Rick Famuyiwa. Yeah. And he was there. He was the one who actually carried out the order. But Deborah Chow was there. She's the Obi-Wan director. And Dave Filoni was the one who was like, I guess we're going to do it. And his name is Trapper Wolf in the show. What are their names?
Of course.
Trapper Wolf, Jib Dodger, and Sash Ketter are those three X-Wing pilots.
That's a Star Wars name generator name.
Jib Dodger. Sash
Jib Dodger.
Jib Dodger, Sash Ketter, and Trapper Wolf. They just show up and blow the whole thing away. Mando gets off scot-free. He looks back at Baby Yoda. He's like, I told you that was a bad idea. Gives him his favorite little joystick ball back, and then it's like, da-da-da-da.
Well, we get one last scene where it shows all of his
He reveals
enemies
that they're all in jail
in
together.
a cell. And I thought they killed off Clancy, but they didn't. They just took his horns off, and I thought that was
Oh, yeah,
cute.
we didn't talk about how dope it was that he got stuck under the door at the end of the fight. The classic, like, the propeller blades or the conveyor belt stone smasher thing is that he gets stuck in the door. Mando, like, closes the door on him, and then he almost gets it up, but then the other doors that
side
close
doors.
the
Yeah,
other
he
way
closes the blast
snap
doors.
off his
He goes,
face. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was it made everybody in the room when I was watching the episode go, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. Really good stuff. Really loved it.
I thought it was good. I think that a lot of the like crew building was a little bit weak, but like they recovered it with a really strong second half.
Yeah, they did a lot.
I could watch a million more of these episodes.
And there's only 2 episodes left, which are both written by Jon Favreau. Deborah Chow directs the one that comes out on Wednesday, which, alert, because the movie Rise of Skywalker is coming out on Friday, next week's episode is only coming out 5 days from now, not 7. So it's coming out on the Wednesday instead of the Friday. And then the following week is back to Friday, and that one is written by Jon Favreau and directed by Taika Waititi, so get ready.
Yeah.
So basically, is this going to be a 2-parter?
It doesn't say. But they're both written by Jon Favreau.
They have a villain that they have not revealed yet, and I'm just like, what is going on right now?
I'm hoping it's just like a giant 2-parter.
It could just be the finale is a tease for like season 2 is really the Moff Gideon season.
It's possible.
Maybe. All right. Well, that's it for us. Thank you. A new episode coming very, very soon. Excited for that. That's a midweek special, but we will jump on that and get you another episode for that up as well. This is a crazy week for Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Excited for this
It
entire
begins.
week. So
It
yeah.
begins.
Yeah.
And you know what's the funniest part? When do you get to see this movie, Davis?
I see it next year. I also see the end of Mandalorian next year too. So
You won't have any
My
internet
heart.
access at all?
we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'll be on a cruise ship, so that's like really bad internet and it's really expensive.
Well, if
So I
you
may just
if you do
unplug,
watch
you know?
it, send us your thoughts. I would love to hear the light, and then we'll do a catch up with Davis back from his amazing world spanning trip.
I'm definitely going to wait. I'm not going to try and see Rise of Skywalker abroad. I'm gonna
Yeah, that
come
one
back and-
I don't even want to hear from you till you get back, because that's going to be so funny if your opinion is the different or the same. I think that's going to be like the best part of that whole situation.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But yeah, for Mando, feel free to let us know what you think, just because you've been in it since the beginning with us.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. That's a good. That's that.
No, because you gotta keep your friends close and keep your droids nowhere near your baby Yodas, because they're just gonna try and kill them.
You know, where's the payoff?
Bring the strippers and booze!
We do occasionally talk about video games.
Bring the strippers and booze! Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
Yeah, now sing music.
Bring the strippers and booze!
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.